Alright, in my last video, I had mentioned that I had watched some of y'all work out, not y'all specifically, but people in the gym. I'm a little disappointed. So, instead of hating, I figured I'd make a video. How to work out like an Ifbb pro. Specifically, we're on chest day today. So, we're gonna go through this very slowly, very step by step. What is an Ifbb pro? Alright, they're like the elite, the top tiers, you know? You got college football and you got NFL. Ifbb pro, you know, that's pro, obviously, professional. So, these guys work out with purpose. They have a goal and they're trying to achieve it. They're not just going in there to waste time and socialize and hang out with friends, right? They have a goal and that's all they're doing. They're going to grow muscle. So, let's start with chest anatomy. So, obviously you're hitting chest. What does your chest look like? You have three parts of your chest. You got the upper, mid, and lower. Now, most of the time, everyone's lower chest is okay. It's their upper chest that is lacking. You know, how often have you seen someone who has an overdeveloped upper chest? Not very often. All right, the next important thing that we need to get into before going over the 5 phases of a chest workout is what are your key principles when hitting a chest workout? How do you work out your chest, right? How do you even work out? This can apply to all of that. You have to have mind-muscle connection, be aware of your tempo, be aware of your rest time, and train with attention. So, you know, don't go in there and just move the weight, you know? Go in there with a plan, with a goal. I want to bench this, I want to do this many reps. I just want to absolutely obliterate my chest today and have the best workout of my life and get a crazy pump. That is such a good goal, right? They're just getting the best pump you can. That will get you really far in working out and bodybuilding, just chasing the pump. So, all right, I watched that back, make sure I was in frame and everything. I'm barely in frame, and I realized I left my outro notes on this. We're just gonna leave it. Read it, follow it, listen to it. All right, angle this so you can see it a little bit better maybe. You probably can't read my handwriting, but, so you walk into the gym. There are 5 different steps you need to do when you get there, okay? This is your mindset. So step 1, you need to warm up your muscles, right? Activation. Warm up, blood flow. So if you're hitting chest, you know, you're activating different muscles while you're hitting your chest. Same with hitting back. During your back workouts, you're using your forearms and your biceps as well. Same with chest. You're gonna be using your triceps and shoulders as well, you know? For instance, incline benching, and just feel your muscle. When you come down like this, your front delt starts getting activated. So that's why a lot of times people have overdeveloped front delts, lacking side and rear delts. I got incredibly sidetracked because I'm retarded. So anyways, another reason to warm up. Yeah, like I was saying, so other things get activated. So you want to prevent injury, right? Because let's say you jump into a 315 incline bench, your tricep probably isn't as strong as your chest and you can fuck up your tricep, joints, all that kind of stuff. So you're gonna warm up, get some blood flow into the chest, the triceps, so you know, go do a couple of single arm rope pulls or something like that. I like to grab the D handle, put it up high and kind of pull it down like that, almost simulating an incline but pulling it. Because when you come down, right, that rear delt is also getting activated, controlling that weight on the decentric. So warm up rear delts back a little bit. Definitely warm up your elbows and triceps just by doing some extensions. And then I like to hop on pec deck and just really light squeezing, get some blood in the entire general area. And after I feel reasonably warmed up, don't go heavy. You don't want to fatigue yourself before you actually get into your heavy compound movements. So after you're warmed up, you get into the heavy compounds such as incline bench, bench press, dumbbell incline, dumbbell bench. Those are the main ones. Possibly you could do a plate loaded machine press, but I wouldn't recommend that. You don't see people doing that. You know, if Ryan Coleman didn't do it, why would you do it? If you're trying to bodybuild at least. So why do you want to do a heavy compound? So the thought process that I have and that other people have is just basically destroying the muscle while you have energy to do that. So you want to fatigue the muscle, destroy it by pushing heavy weight, and just basically break it down as fast as you can while you have the energy to put in that kind of effort. So, and you only do this for about 3 to 4 sets. I recommend 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. So this isn't a crazy, you're probably not gonna get an insane pump from this. This is just destroying the actual muscle itself. So that's the whole point of your heavy compound, is just basically that first initial punch to the muscle, break it down. Because theoretically, let's say you don't do a heavy movement and you just stick to your 10 to 15 reps of cable flies, pec deck, machine press and all that, you're gonna be there forever until you get fatigued enough to actually call it a good workout, you know? So that's your point of the heavy compounds. Now after you do the heavy compounds, that's when you move into those volume movements and hypertrophy movements, such as the 10 to 12 rep range. So what could these be? These are usually your machine presses, dumbbells, or pec deck. How can a dumbbell press also be a compound movement? So for example, let's say you do a heavy incline bench, right? With a barbell. You can even do it dumbbell. You do it heavy, let's say you do the 150s for 6 reps. You do that for 3 sets. All right, now you can move down to the 100s and do that for 10 to 12 reps. And when you're doing your volume and hypertrophy movements, this is when you're trying to absolutely grow the muscle. So you want to stretch it as good as you can. Don't hurt yourself, but feel the stretch, feel the tension, and squeeze on the way up. This is where you include your, where is it at? This is when you do your mind muscle, your tempo, and you focus on your rest times. So most of these rest times for your volume are around 45 seconds. Heavy compound movements, you want about 1 to 2 minutes, because those exhaust you, because you're absolutely exerting all your energy. So you need time to recover from those. So like I said, you know, these are 150 dumbbells or whatever. These are 100s. You want to use lower weight for these. Focus on full range of motion and control the movement, right? You're not throwing this around like you would with a PR or something, a bench PR. These are, you know, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Like have purpose behind your movements. Do it with intention. So once you feel like you've gotten a good volume hypertrophy, usually 3 sets of this out of the way, you should have an incredible pump by now. Like you should feel, this is where most people stop their workouts. You should feel like you could almost be done by now. But now, since you're trying to work out like an Ifbb pro, you can go into your isolation movements. So for this, I recommend getting in the mirror and having an honest look at yourself. Where are you lacking? Do you have is your chest not very thick? Is your upper chest lacking? Do you feel like your chest is like thick and then it just kind of disappears and you have a lacking lower chest? So really analyze yourself before you go into your workout and then plan for this one. This is where you isolate your lacking body part. So this is usually 2 sets, 2 to 3 sets. I recommend 2. 8 reps to failure. So this is like an actual all-out to failure type of workout. You know, this is everything you got left. Throw it out there. So focus on your lacking body part. This is usually going to be a decline movement. So you could do dips or cable flies. Cable flies are the best things to do because you can set them up at any angle you need to. So analyze your physique for the cables. If you have a lower lacking chest, put them up high, start doing some decline movements, and just focus on burning it out. Focus on what you're doing, feeling the contraction, feeling the stretch and all that. So you finish your isolation, right? You should be done with your workout. You should be like, dude, I can't go anymore. I'm dead. We're what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're 8 to 10 sets in by now. You should be like, I'm done, bro. I'm ready to go home. But you're not. You're gonna go get a fucking insane pump now. So these include rest, pause, and drop sets. Rest pause is like, let's say you're doing some pec deck, right? You got 100 pounds loaded up on it. You do your 10 reps, you go to failure, you can't do anymore. You set it down, wait 30 seconds, 4 more. Set it down, 2 more. That's a rest pause set. Drop set, that's when you set it to 100, knock it out, go to failure, you let it go, and then you quickly change it to like 75 pounds, and you go again to failure. Drop it, go to failure, drop it, and then put it to 50, go to failure again. That's a drop set. I recommend doing 1 to 2 sets of this. This is literally just getting the most insane pump you can, feeling like your chest is about to explode. This is the whole point of that, just getting all that blood into your chest. And for these ones, usually 12 to 15 reps. That's how you get all the blood into the area. It's just high reps, intention. Don't go lightweight, push yourself, put some effort into it. Most people don't get to here. Most people stop at step 3. Much less to here and way less get to here. This is the difference between being in the gym every day and not making progress, and being the guy that looks noticeably different every year at the gym. So this is the extra mile. This is what I recommend everyone does. Get to here. This is where you start seeing actual growth happen. Yeah, get to here, follow these steps, and you should start seeing some insane chest gains. This is how you work out like an Ifbb pro. Follow these literally to the T. I can make a video explaining on which movements to do and how to do them, how many reps to do, what it would look like if you want. So comment if you would like to see that. Oh yeah, my outro. Like and sub, comment your favorite chest workout. And yeah, if you want me to make a video on how to build a personal chest workout, let me know. And I can teach you how to actually apply this to your workouts. So let me know.